Amid the first glimmers of human self-consciousness, Paleolithic hunter-gatherers assumed themselves kindred to wild earth, which was itself the sacred. Though in that cultural context so different from our own, sacred couldn't mean anything beyond the mysteriously generative tissue of existence itself. Indeed, in nurturing that kinship, spirituality and art celebrated the wonder of that existence tissue, its vast and bountiful transformations. What a deep and unrecognized wound must lay open in us, our Paleolithic kinship with the web of life torn so completely asunder, mind no longer wild and integral to wild earth. That kinship is still there for children today. They instinctively feel it, and they hear it in the stories we tell them, stories full of endearing animal characters. But unlike Paleolithic cultures, our culture strips children of that kinship, leaving us in adulthood bereft of primordial togetherness. It must be an elemental sorrow to be separated from the wondrous expanse of planetary life, its origins and the forces that drive it. Paleolithic stories tell of that planetary togetherness, speak of creatures like orcas as sisters or brothers, as ancestors. But the foundational stories of our Greek Christian West describe a self-enclosed human realm separate from everything else. It's a wound so complete we can't see it anymore, for it defines the very nature of what we assume ourselves to be, centers of spirit identity fundamentally separate from the world around us. There is an ethics in that wound, for it establishes our human project as the sole center of value. That means nature is simply there for us, a resource base for us to exploit however we wish, because it is not human, no reason or soul or language and therefore has little intrinsic value. And so the wound is not only decimating us psychically, however little we are aware of it, it is also decimating Earth's ecosystem, ravaging its inhabitants in unimaginable numbers, individual by individual by individual. But if those assumptions were true about us, how could we love this world? How could we feel so kindred, so emotionally entangled? Entangled through and through, feeling, yes, feeling, the grandeur of mountain peaks towering over deserts, or the elegant beauty of a Siberian iris blooming in the garden, savoring chocolate and clementine and espresso, relishing the sun's warmth on our faces, chill clarity of the moon in our eyes. We must be so much more than what we think we are. However deeply we have forgotten it, we must still be wild in our original Paleolithic nature, wild and kindred to wild earth. That kinship is itself a truly primordial ethics, an ethics before question and argument. For if the 10,000 things of this earth are kindred, their self-realization must have no less value than our own, and harming them must be no less problematic than harming our fellow humans. At bottom, rescuing this planet from its sixth great mass extinction event is a spiritual, philosophical problem, for it is the unthought assumptions defining us and our relation to the earth that are driving the destruction. The wound that insists we are radically different and qualitatively more valuable than the rest of existence. It's complicated, and we'll get to that, but it's very possible that recognizing and embracing and cultivating our kinship with wild earth is the only thing that might save this planet from its sixth extinction, the great vanishing now seething through its oceans and continents. We love this world, and there is an unnoticed philosophical revolution inherent in that love. As we will hear, that revolution has been slowly unfolding over the last few centuries in the West, making possible our kindred love for wild Earth's 10,000 things. It is a return to Paleolithic understanding. Indeed, as we will hear, the model of primal cultures helped drive this revolution from the beginning, and that return has a precedent in early China. There, nearly 4,000 years ago, a wound very similar to our own defined human consciousness for millennia. But in a vast cultural transformation, it was replaced by the Paleolithic paradigm that had survived beneath the surface of political power structures, a paradigm that revealed our entanglement with existence to be everywhere, all through everything we are. In this alternative paradigm, wild mind kindred to wild earth became the unthought assumption shaping experience and ethics too.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.